But FairyTail Zero was pretty heavy for me, with especially at the end and the last scene with Zira and Mavis. Yeah, I get goosebumps sometimes about that stuff. But I was able to write those scripts, the whole arc, and it was really, I don't know, kind of sad and touching. And then no one has a really good origin story either. It's like, oh, you came from tragedy, and that's the big thing about FairyTail is that something happens and these people have nowhere else to go, have no family, have no home, and then FairyTail is takes all the misfits in, and that's part of I think why it's so why it has such a large following, because it's so inclusive. And I don't know how many times, at a con, or we've gotten letters and stuff about how, FairyTail has helped someone get through, really, really tough times. And I think it's that, inclusivity, and, you can get out of tragedy and go somewhere where people like you, or at least put up with you.
I'm so bad at remembering the arcs.
Oh yeah, with the face. Yeah, face.
Face.
Yeah, that's when
That's the one where I really thought, and I know, like Tyler said, not many people die in FairyTail, but I thought that was the end for me and Wendy. I was rough.
Y'all say goodbye to each other.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that was rough.
The Tartarus arc.
Tartarus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same arc. That's the heaviest it gets for, I think, Carla and Wendy, is that arc.
Oh, your whole Kate Shelter thing, though.
Yeah, the Kate Shelter was sad, because then you're like, wow, so she didn't have anyone at all, so she's pretty much alone besides her relationship with Carla. But I think that's kind of cool, because then as the art, as the story goes on, Carla and Wendy's relationship changes, and it's kind of sweet. It becomes less mother shaming and more nurturing, I'm proud of you, and it's kind of sweet.
They're supposed to be the same age or something.
But yeah, she grows up, and then Carla is I'm so proud of you, and that was cool.
Okay, I want to try something real quick. Tyler, give me not a full-on scream, but just a somewhat excited, a little bit controlled ice make cannon.
Ice make cannon? Me?
Yes.
That's not my character.
Just watch.
Ice make cannon!
Ice make cannon!
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So everyone always asks me to do something in Gray's voice, and to me, I'm just it's my voice. What do you mean? What? How? So, in going on that, Tyler usually, we work kind of together well like that, but we'll go over things because I'm just as interested in finding these options as he is. But I will have to say there was one that I think we were pretty much one take and it was over, and that was the scene with Silver, the dad, doing that scene right there. I think emotionally I was just there, nailed it, and we were just wow, because normally when we have something heavy, him and I gotta really prepare, because of all the people, I'm more method, so I'm just but that scene alone, I don't know, it just worked out great. It was almost that point where we hit as a sort of a director and an actor where we didn't actually have to communicate a lot, because we had worked with each other for so long doing these things, that I knew what he wanted, and and he knew what I wanted too, and it just worked. Sometimes that happens, and it's beautiful. It's the reason why you do it.
It's funny, every time that something like that happens with Newt, and he when he gets something right, or cries or whatever, he always goes, oh man, that was great, and he's like, I'm an actor, Tyler.
I think for me, was it the last movie? I'm sorry, forgive me, I don't remember. Was it the last movie that Happy was just sobbing over someone?
Yeah.
Natsu.
Was it Natsu or Lucy? Oh my gosh. Anytime, because Happy is usually around for the, hey, I'm talking about farting and fish. And then he's gone. So he doesn't get a lot of really heavy moments. But in this past movie, he was just sobbing and crying, and we took it several times just so we could get that pain. And anytime your character cries, or for me, anytime one of my characters cry, I really feel it, and it breaks my heart to see them sad. So that was probably the heaviest for me, and I absolutely loved it.
It's true. There's been a couple of times where it's been terrible. Usually the things I was saying were my favorite arcs were because they were super emotional. The arc with her dad, with Loki, with Aquarius. Lucy cries a lot. And I love when she gets that emotionally invested. Future Lucy, I don't want to spoil anything, but everything with Future Lucy was terrifying because I wasn't sure how that was gonna work, and if that meant that I was gonna have to say goodbye to her and what was gonna happen. And then also the last movie with Natsu, and that I really thought, but I kept asking Tyler, they won't do that, right? What's that gonna happen? He goes, I don't know. It's like, there's 2 minutes left, so we'll see what happens. I was like, can Happy and Lucy cry for 2 minutes? We sure can. That's what happened.
Oh, and the end of the first movie too, when you're like,
oh, that, yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
I love crying.
I love making people cry.
Yeah.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. Yep. You?
If you could have any magic power from FairyTail, what would it be?
If any power from FairyTail. I like Gray's magic a lot because it's creative and it's like practical. Like he fixes like a flat tire with it and stuff like that. I mean, so it's like creative, it's practical. It's all around pretty awesome.
I would like Carla's, but I would like it to be better and like actually work. Her like psychic, because she always says she's psychic, but she's not really so psychic. So that, but better. But effective. Yes.
Wendy's awesome. I'll stick with all of hers. Hers are good. You could just walk around healing people all the time. That'd be neat.
For me, I just want to burn people and burn things, so I'd have to say Natsu.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Wendy's. I agree. It was good.
I'm gonna stick with being a celestial wizard. I like the fact that I could collect things and carry my keys with me, and it's like combining Pokemon with magic, where you gotta catch them all, and I think that's a winning situation.
Rita's is pretty cool too. We
That's
haven't seen
true.
Rita's in like forever.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him in forever. He can draw stuff. He like
where
draw a
is he?
cannon.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. He got skinny and like disappeared. Like nobody gave him the time of day after that. He had that big belly he would draw on, and he's like lost it. And I'm like, he's just not the same anymore. That was jolly.
He needs his own arc now. The
Well,
rediscovery.
I'm sure Sunny would be interested in that.
Yeah.
One more question. Final question. I picked all the rest. Okay. Okay. You. Yes.
So how did you guys get to working in Funimation, and how's the experience?
They let me leave from time to time. I had a degree in radio, television, film, and a friend of mine that worked there said I should apply because I was like not working in my industry, and I applied there and interviewed, and then they didn't talk to me for 6 or 7 months, and I was like, well, I guess that's over. And then it's like, well, can you start next week? And that was December 30th, 2002. And then immediately I got time off for New Year's. It was great.
I was doing a theatrical production with someone who knew one of the directors up at Funimation, which was Leigh Clark at the time, and she was auditioning for a show that had many, many magical girls in it, which was Sasami's. Yeah, and so I got to, and it had a little bit of singing in it, and I come from a music background and a singing background, so I got to audition with singing and with acting, and so that's how I started in that.
I was on the open call audition list and got an audition. And I believe the first thing was my Santa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was it.
Booby claws. Yes. Or panty claws.
Yeah, Panty Claus is what we call it.
For me, I was actually doing a theatrical production as well with Ian Sinclair. And he told me about Funimation. I had no idea it even was like, I was like, what? Wait, here? Dallas? Flower Mound? Are you kidding? And so he connected me with Tyler. And just kind of been going since then. Yeah, it's been great.
I was an art major because I wanted to be creative but not talk to anybody. Because I'm very, very shy. And in the middle of my college curriculum, I went and worked for Disney World and with a college program. And while I was there, I got to see people doing exactly what they wanted to do with their lives. You see like 7 feet tall man, you know, or 6 foot tall man walking around with a Goofy backpack, and he didn't care. He just loved Goofy. And I'm come from a really small town where everyone's a farmer, so that just blew my mind that you could do exactly what you wanted to do. So I decided that I wanted to be in cartoons. And as soon as I got home, I changed my major to speech and communication so I could get over being scared, and theater. And through word of mouth and just pursuing that dream, I got an audition, and here I am ever since.
Well, I had been acting since I was 6 because I wanted to be on Barney, and that was what like got me into acting. And so I'd been auditioning, and when I was 18, my agent said, yeah, I have an audition for you for this show called Peach Girl at Funimation, and I had heard a couple of people had worked for them. So I went and auditioned, and I didn't know that this is like a potentially ongoing thing. I thought it was just like the one job, because my understanding from being a working actor since I was a child was that you do the job and then that's it. And then they kept saying, we've got another show, we've got another show. And so I always say, they invited me in, they gave me a job, and then I said I didn't want to leave, and they said, that's good. And they kept giving me more jobs. And so they kind of became like my family, which was fantastic. So I love working with them, and I will always love working with them.
And that is it for...
And then even in It's a Zombie, you got paid to not talk.
I did.
It's like, we're paying you to shut up for a minute.
I feel like
Cherami.
you did that on purpose.
Good question. Thank you for